Reflecting on my recent gaming experiences feels a bit like riding a roller coaster filled with unexpected highs and lows. It's a wild ride, and every session seems to bring its own twists and turns that captivate me every time. It's this deeply engaging experience that not only keeps me entertained, but also brings an exhilarating vibe. Getting my hands on the right equipment is super important. I'm always hunting for the perfect scope and enough ammunition to back me up. This hunt really highlights the need for strategy and resource management in gaming. Being tactical is key to coming out on top. While discussing our surroundings, I realize how crucial keen observation is. It's all about being aware of where my teammates are and where the enemies might be lurking. This awareness lays the groundwork for making those big strategic decisions that can turn the tide in our favor. Every now and then, technical issues pop up, throwing a wrench into our gameplay. These hiccups remind me how vital it is to have stable game performance if we want to keep that competitive edge. Sometimes I hesitate to dive into risky areas, which shows my more cautious approach to the game's challenges. We often chat about how uncertain the landscape around us feels and realize that thoughtful strategies are essential. When surprises arise during the heat of the match, highlighting that delightful unpredictability, from exhilaration to confusion, particularly when faced with unexpected game mechanics or unusual characters. I've faced my fair share of technical difficulties, especially with voice chat and sound issues. It can be a hassle, but I try to stay resilient and troubleshoot while still getting into the action. It's also important to keep in mind how different platforms handle voice chat. For instance, the PS5 has far fewer settings compared to PC. Have you ever been looting someone and you pick up their head and end up with something like this? Even amid the competitive moments, humor always plays a key role. Laughter emerges despite challenges. Casual matches, they allow us to enjoy the game without the pressure of competition. As we navigate through challenging scenarios with so many players around, we often feel a mix of frustration in managing a crowded environment, acknowledging the complexities it brings to our strategy. Exploring diverse ships, like a mysterious ferry or a cargo vessel, adds an intriguing layer to my adventures, keeping me captivated and connected to the environment. Unplanned moments like spotting someone scuba diving inject a sense of spontaneity into our gameplay. These unexpected experiences elevate our exploration from ordinary to extraordinary. Throughout my gaming sessions, I'm reminded of the importance of being prepared, like carrying essential gear for various challenges. It highlights my mindset that planning and adaptability are vital in overcoming obstacles. There are moments of doubt about our surroundings that send shivers down my spine, making it feel like we might be walking into a trap. This anxiety strengthens the need for vigilance and strategic caution. But let's talk about a more serious matter. I've been adjusting my mic settings because the toxicity I've heard from some players can be overwhelming. There's often this angry, blaming tone with unclean remarks that don't add to the spirit of the game. I prefer to silence that negativity and create a mental space where I can think clearly and play freely. Now, about taking my team's car, I've noticed in the previous game that there's often only one way in and one way out of certain zones, which isn't a wise strategy. Those bunkers sitting in the open fields with no cover become death traps. I've learned this the hard way when I fell prey to an ambush under heavy fire with no escape route. So in this next game, when I took the car after my team went into the bunker, it was a calculated decision. I was on a mission to scout ahead, paving the way for our adventure. Even after I returned to pick them up, they became upset when I went back to my initial position. When I stepped out, they took the car and left me to face the storm alone out of spite. But I carry on because resilience is my nature. I'm used to forging my path alone, and I even returned to try to save one of them. In life, as in this game, sometimes you must choose peace over chaos, silence over negativity, and self-care over the opinions of others. The valuable lesson here is that some people can lead you into danger,